After a string of victories in 5 eastern states last night, Donald Trump wasted no time in positioning himself for the general election and accused Hillary Clinton, his likely rival, of playing the woman's card. Well, understandably, that didn't go over too well with every member of the audience, and in particular, Mary Pat Christie, wife of Chris Christie, who himself was being ridiculed for having that staunch face looking like a hostage victim at one of the recent Trump rallies. Well, she looked fairly aghast. Let's take a look and see her reaction to the statements made by the GOP frontrunner.
Frankly, if Hillary Clinton were a man, I don't think she'd get 5% of the vote. The only thing she's got going is the woman's card. And the beautiful thing is women don't like her, okay?
So it's subtle, but I don't know. What do you think, Mark?
It's going to turn into a similar meme when Chris Christie was sitting there next to Donald Trump during his victory speech, and the meme started with what was going through his mind at the time about being held hostage. This is going to happen with her now. Obviously, let's read between the lines. She's there at his victory speech. Look, her husband is being set up to be the vice presidential nominee. That's why they're there. And in her mind, she's thinking, we've sold our souls. We've sold our souls
to an orange devil
for the number 2 position. That's how badly Chris Christie wants power. She'll sell their souls for this, and she'll have to sit there and listen to that and not call them out on it.
Yeah, and it is. If it wasn't so tragic, well, if it wasn't so tragic, it would be funny, and it is still kind of funny to see it. I mean, her reaction, she doesn't have a poker face. It's just too offensive and too egregious for her not to have zero reaction. She's going to have to work on her poker face. Anyway, he was then quizzed about all of this on CNN this morning by Chris Cuomo, and he said the following in terms of the playing the woman's card. He said this: she is a woman. She's playing the woman card left and right. She didn't play it last time with Obama, but she's playing it much harder this time, and she will be called on it. Absolutely. Trump was claiming that if she wasn't a woman, she'd only get 5% of the vote. Well, Chris Cuomo didn't let him get away with that and asked him further questions and tried to drill down a little bit into his reasoning. And let's take a look and listen and see what he said.
Absolutely. How do you call someone on being a woman?
You just tell them they're playing the woman's card.
But
frankly,
what does that mean exactly?
Frankly, if she didn't, she would do very poorly.
How do you know that?
I know it.
It's a rather subdued sounding Donald Trump there on the phone. I have visions of him sitting there in his boxer shorts, kind of like stroking his belly as he's talking about this. He doesn't really sound that committed to the cause. But what do you make of that? I mean, doubling down on these ridiculous comments.
Yeah, you just do it. You just do it. You just call her, she's the woman card. Look, this is not going to play well for him. It's just dirty. It's dirty, and he's alienating 50% of the population off the bat doing that, and then anybody else who cares about it.
But he's smart. He's smart. Why would he do? I don't understand what his game is here. He obviously has a strategy. Obviously thinks it's beneficial to do it. He knows it will hurt him in some quarters, but he thinks the benefit outweighs that.
Well, it will be interesting to see if they end up in debates with one another. If he tries to pull that kind of thing toward her, that kind of behavior toward her in her presence, to see what her reaction will be. He has a way of demeaning people to their face and making them flat-footed and not know how to respond. And hopefully she would know how to respond.
Yeah, well, once again, no stranger to controversy. Hillary Clinton responding, saying, if fighting for women's health care and paid family leave and equal pay is playing the woman's card, then deal me in.
But seeing Mary Pat there and her reaction, you could see that she was very clearly going, oh my God, this is horrible. That guy's saying that? Okay, I'll shut up. Oh wow, we've got a long year ahead of us.
Yeah, it's a long 12 months. I hope it's worth it. You're right. It feels as though the Christies have sold their souls a little bit to the orange devil.
Yeah, and let's just say it straight up. There's a lot of Christie hanging around Donald Trump, and there has to be something in it for Chris Christie. Otherwise, he wouldn't be there just because he likes a good party.
Yeah, and just because he feels, yeah, right. I mean, clearly they've made some kind of a pact, some kind of alliance. Cruz coming out and making the announcement today that Fiorina's going to be his running mate if he gets the nomination. That's all kinds of crazy
look out.
too.
He might start hitting 20-25% in the next Oh, geez.
Yeah, I mean, that's one hell of a winning ticket. So potentially it will be a Trump-Christie ticket if it comes to that, but at what cost to the Christie family?